Hello, let's see how you can import invoices into ERPLY Books. We're talking about both purchase and sales invoices, and there are three different ways how to import them. Of course, there is a fourth way also, which is adding them manually into ERPLY Books or connecting with the existing integration we already have. But let's assume that there is no existing integration, so there are three ways how we can get them in quite automatically. First is to create an API integration on your own. This means if you have a system that is running every day, maybe you have an invoice, two invoices every hour, then it might be good to create API integration. API you can find erplybooks.com/API, and here you can find the description how to create the integration on your own. If you don't have this kind of luxury, then you have to use Excel file. Excel file meaning that you can whether copy and paste in invoices into ERPLY Books or import them with a file. Firstly, if you have, for example, less than 1000 invoices, it's quite easy to import them from Excel via copy and paste. For example, like here, I have here unpaid purchase invoices, and I want to import them in. Invoice number, supplier name, article, we just need the article in every invoice, and the amount. Of course, I can add a date, quantities, and whatever I need. Now, if I copy this information, and go here, import purchase invoices, then I can copy and paste them over here. If I just click paste, you can see the price is 0, because price is after the article. So what I should have done is drag the price next to article, and now do the paste again. How do I paste? Is that I make this first cell blue and then click Command V or Control V. It depends on what computer you have. Of course, I didn't do it correctly at the moment because the tax is 10, not 0. I didn't import the date, but as you can see that if you have anything at Excel, you can still copy and paste it into ERPLY Books. Now, what if you need to import these dates? Then what happens is that you need to make the date information in the same alignment as you can see over here. The format has to be exactly the same. Otherwise, it will remain as today's date, which you might not want. Now, the second example, if you have more than 1000 invoices, what should you do then? Or it actually can be 100 also, because maybe if you create the format in Excel, then you can just once a month come here, upload the file, and wait for the another month. Then you can go to settings, initial data, and import transactions. Here we have some options, and one of them, if I select it from the list, is in open payables and open receivables. I'm interested in purchase invoices at the moment, so I take open payables. This is how the CSV file should look like. Yes, it's a CSV, not an Excel. So you cannot upload an Excel, you have to upload CSV. The first column has to be invoice number, then the customer name, and so on and so on. It is not compulsory to fill in all the data. For example, customer ID is not mandatory. Then the deadline date is not mandatory. Subtotal is not mandatory. And all of them are not mandatory also. All of them are not mandatory. But fill in all the information that you actually need. Now, I have to upload the file. Let's see what kind of file I have. This is the example file. I have only one invoice over here, but it doesn't matter. I can still use it. You can see that I have invoice number, supplier name, and so on. I've also opened this in Notepad, just to show you that if you open it in Notepad, then you can see how it actually looks like. For example, here you can see that the date is indeed with this same format that I want. Now, I have to go in ERPLY Books and change take other options and see that everything here has the same information. Date must be with this format, because you can see it doesn't have the full year, it has just the number 14, 15, or so on. I don't have any decimal places, so it doesn't matter at the moment, but I think Usually it's dot. I have it as UTF-8. You can see all this information when you create the CSV file. I have in this, if I just import the same information again, then I take that I want to use CSV, and when I start saving, it asks me all this information. What is the field delimiter, which kind of format I want to use, and so on. So I already should know this. And as you can see, by default, for me, it gives me a comma, so I can select the comma over here. And I upload that file. And now, first, let's see that, do I have this supplier over here? You can see that's the supplier name. Do I have this supplier? No, I don't have supplier with the same name. But if I now import it, now contacts, search, it's already here because it imported it. And if I see this supplier report, it added the invoice. It has the same information I wanted. So everything is automatic as possible. These are the different options how you can import invoices into ERPLY Books. Thank you for watching.